Nobody wants to get caught talking.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Commissioner Jenner, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Next item on our agenda is Aaron Wahlberg, Veteran Service Officer, and Mike Herman to do an award presentation.
Perfect.
Good morning.
You want me to say something?
If you want to start, I can conclude.
Well, I'll let you start and I'll finish. How about that?
Perfect. So, gosh, I was here a couple of weeks ago, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to hand out awards. So I've done 6 awards this year, and I'm back in front of you guys, so it should say something about you guys. So Aaron put in for an award. It's like a 3-legged stool I mentioned before. The soldier has to commit to doing what he's doing to defend our nation. His family has to support him, and the employer has to support the Guard and Reserve. Otherwise, they don't get the time and the energy to go out and do what things that's important for us in the nation. So with that said, Aaron submitted an award, and I'll let you say something, and then I'll actually do it.
So I put it in, it's got one name on it. It's not an individual award, Mike. I just put your name on it because you're a veteran, right? But I tried to put the Brown County Commissioners on there, and they literally wouldn't. And actually, when Mike called me and said the award came through, I was like, well, it's supposed to be for the Commissioners. He's like, oh, we'll call and fix it. And they called me back and said, nope, it's just one name can go on there. So your name's on there because you're a veteran. That's why I put it on there. But the award is actually for the Commissioners. For the previous 12 years I've worked here, I was in the Guard, and when you get to be in like command level, and Mike can attest to this, there's not every employer doesn't always appreciate when they're losing their employees to go to drill or ATs, and we do a lot of MUTA 6s, MUTA 8s these days. It's not just one weekend, a month, 2 weeks in the summer anymore. It gets to be a little bit of a task. And I know over the years there's been lots of employees that worked at the county, and I know from my perspective, I appreciate the fact that I was able to come and go and do the things for the Guard without getting hassled, getting harassed. You guys made it very, very easy. And so it's just a little thank you to the employers that say, hey, we appreciate the fact that you're flexible, you work with these soldiers, and allows them to go do their thing and not have to worry about their job too. So I just wanted to say that, I appreciate it. It makes it really easy, especially as you get up in rank, as you move through the ranks and you get a little bit more responsibility. It requires a little bit more of your time too, and it made it very easy. So
Thank you.
just a little thank you.
And with that said, like I said, we don't do these very often. This last year I've done 6 of them, and to be back here twice is pretty much a reflection on what you guys do to support the military, so thank you very much. With that said, Mike, if I can get you to stand up and receive this on behalf of the county. So I'll read this out to you, Mike. Office of Secretary of Defense, employee support of the Guard and Reserve recognizes Mike Hayes and the Brown County Commission as a patriotic employer for contributing to the national security, protecting liberty and freedom, and supporting employee participation in America's National Guard and Reserve forces. So that's the plaques. This is the memorandum that's signed as far as the county commission supporting, and then you always got a little bit of propaganda, okay? So there.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, we get Aaron one more.
Fine.
Perfect. Again, thank you very much for everything.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Aaron, thank you for...
No, thank you guys. You don't got to worry about me anymore though. I retired now, so I don't got to do it.
I was retired once too.
Yeah, they can call you back, don't worry.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Congratulations, fellow commissioners. That's an honor. All right, next on the agenda is to approve our agenda. Motion by Weiss. Second by Dinger. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. This time we'll open the meeting up for any public comments. Scott?
I put in a travel request for some more FEMA management, floodplain management training. That's actually next week in Sioux Falls, but due to the shutdown, we can't get registered through the Emergency Management Institute in Emmitsburg, Maryland. We have to go through there for off-premise course application and approval or something like that. So even on the website, you can't get approved. So they just said keep our ears open and see what happens, but I doubt that that's going to happen probably. So.
Okay. Anyone else wish to address the commission this morning? Good morning.
Good morning. Darren Beckus, Homes Where Possible, Inc., Happy Homes here in Aberdeen, Executive Director. Just wanted to take a minute of your time this morning to have a discussion, maybe a formal request to start the formal discussion. I visited with a couple of you separately already, and I thought this is kind of the next logical step to what I'm asking for. And in short, what I would be proposing is an additional to expand the relationship that the county and the city currently has with their delinquent, dilapidated houses, where the city, when it gets to the point where the house needs to be torn down, the county has agreed to waive the landfill tipping fees. And through that program, having the relationship that I have with the city, I've kind of wiggled myself in there a little bit, and so it's going very well. And a couple of things that have come up that we've realized that in those discussions that the homeowners, they don't either have any means to get the house torn down themselves, or they're not really sure what to do. And so the city's been gracious to refer them over to me. And so that gives me an opportunity to have a discussion with them on what could we do with the property. And most of the time, the house does need to be torn down. There's been one time yet where when I was able to get into the house, they actually were able to save it, and they sold it to a contractor who fixed it up, and it's now a rental. So, but for the most part, they are tear downs. And so what's nice about with me being able to get in there is if there is enough value, I am able to number one, pay for the lot. I kind of explain to them as I work backwards, and so typically a bare lot in Aberdeen's worth around $15,000, and then from there I have to deduct all the expenses to get it to that point. So it's tearing the house down, removing some trees. A lot of times there might be some judgments out there, past due property taxes. So if it gets to a zero number, then I just say, unfortunately, I can't give anything for it, but I'd be more than willing to take it off your hands and get that process started sooner rather than later. And so, and then on the other stream is, so I've had a couple of those. I've had a couple where I was able to give them $1,000, $2,000. To date, the most that I was able to pay was $13,000. And on that property, there was a detached garage that was in really good shape. And so, if the city goes in, the city ordinance says you can't have any garages or any structures without a house. So if the city were to get to the point where they were going to tear it down, they're tearing down the garage, all the concrete that's there, and there's quite a bit of value. If you've ever poured concrete recently, it's pretty expensive. And so it worked out well where I was able to get it, so now I can just tear the house down and rebuild it and save the garage. And so that's where it's really come in, I think, a good point for me to get in there and start doing this. And also, a lot of times what we're finding out is once the house is torn down, they're really not very motivated to do anything with it. So then we're just kind of waiting, the 5 years to let the property taxes go back, and then it goes to the tax sale. And so we're just trying to be a little bit more proactive in getting these properties dealt with sooner rather than later. So for me, obviously with my programs, I'm very cost conscious, and so wherever I can try and save a few dollars here and there, it can add up pretty quickly. And the stat I like to use is from the home builders that for every $1,000 reduction in the price of a house, it's about it increases the amount of people that can purchase that house by about 270 people in the state. So it doesn't take much savings to really increase the amount of people that are able to afford that house. And so what I would like to ask is for the county if they would be willing to waive the tipping fees at the landfill for these properties for me as well. I currently have 5 properties that I currently own, and I actually just got another call last week and went and looked at it, and it's again, unfortunately, it's just too far gone, so it will be torn down. The person that owned it passed away, and so the family is going through the process of getting it personal representative is assigned, so then they can transfer the deed over to me. So, they're working through that. It'll probably take about a month, but then I'll have a sixth property to tear down. And once that's done, typically if you've seen these throughout town, we've done a lot of governor's houses on these properties. I think we've done 84 governor's houses throughout Aberdeen. That program got really popular, so they're 2 years or so out now. So I do have a builder that started to stick build some of these, and so I'm kind of doing a hybrid where once I start getting governor's houses, I can do a couple of those, and then on some of the bigger lots, we'll do some stick builds. So.
Good.
Can you explain to me what I know about Happy, I know what Happy does,
Yeah.
but what are you, I guess, what, are you guys a nonprofit?
We are.
you
We
guys-
are a 501c3 nonprofit. Yep.
Okay.
We do have that designation.
Okay.
Since this is public comment, I think what we need to do is get you on the agenda.
Okay.
Have you come in, make a formal request so that we
Okay.
can include the landfill manager and do it the proper way. So, appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Good
thank
background,
you.
and I would request we put that item on the agenda for next week.
That work for you? Come in next week?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Anyone else wish to address the commission this morning? Online, on the phone? Seeing none, we will move on. Authorize chairman to sign certification form for the Highway 5-year plan. Doug presented his 5-year plan last week. Now we just need to certify it and get it sent in. If there's no questions, I would entertain a motion to that effect.
I wasn't here.
Well, don't vote then.
Did you get a copy?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Motion by Gage, second by Dennert. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Sparring with cities last week.
All right, next up, discuss proposed Richmond Lane and Richmond Drive Road District. Neil, are you here to talk about that?
Just in case you guys got any questions.
I believe you have submitted the necessary documentation. Mr. Bader, have you had a chance to read that over and review it at all? Is that part of your responsibility?
Is that the one that I made comments, replied to Lynn?
Yep.
And she referred that to the state's attorney?
I looked at it. The statute says we have to present it today. My recommendation is we don't take any action. I'd like to meet with a couple commissioners, Scott and Dirk, just to go through it, review it, do our diligence,
Okay.
and then just set another date for either accepting or denying it.
Okay.
The short version is the intent is to establish a road district.
Yep.
Okay.
There's
All right.
about 18 of us on that road,
Okay.
and we have nobody to take, the county doesn't do nothing, the township doesn't do nothing, we have to do it ourselves. I've been doing it for the last few years, pro bono, so I'm getting really tired of it, so all the neighbors got together and everybody voted to start a road district, and we're actually gonna pave it.
Okay.
18-foot wide, 3-inch mat, and we've all decided that we'll go in on taking care of the paving, so.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of questions you'd have.
It's not a bad idea. We just want to do our diligence, and Scott had some concerns. I'd like to chat with Dirk about it.
We appreciate you taking the initiative, and we just want to get it done right, so a week or two.
Well, I just wanna know if there's any issue that it looks like it might not go through, I need to
Yep.
be aware of
And
that.
that'd be part of this process, just identifying any concerns.
Okay. But-
We don't anticipate any. If there are, we'll make sure you know about it right away.
Well, that's fine, but I just wanna know that everybody's on board, it's not like we're
Right.
fighting a bunch of neighbors.
No, we appreciate that very much.
Very good.
Are you kind of the chairman, representative type?
Well,
Or,
I got an attorney that works for me, so I kinda took it on.
okay.
They asked if I would, they all did. I said, well, I know a little bit about roads, so.
Yep.
Just kind of a front runner in that.
Okay.
And, it's just been kind of a hassle that you have to gravel it, and blade it.
We appreciate it, we'd like to see it happen, so anything we can do to help move it along, we will.
Drew, did you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick one. This would, after we approve this, this would go to a vote.
Right.
Of just the area, and then,
Just the landowners, it's one person per land.
that would be it, for property.
Yeah.
That'd be a special election then?
We don't do it, we basically set the
You guys
date
do
and they
that?
handle it.
Yeah, do you guys handle the legal side of it then, to make sure that, the votes are counted legally, or, I mean, I thought that's what I was told.
Yeah, we can meet and discuss that with you, Neil, but,
Okay.
yeah, you guys would,
We just wanna make sure that everything's on board, up,
Yep.
you know, above boards, that you guys maybe do the count or whatever, and make sure that it goes through.
It's above board.
Because eventually, I mean, if somebody doesn't pay, I guess it does go on their property. taxes,
Right.
so.
Right.
So, we didn't do this often either, so we just wanna make sure
Yeah,
we
I
get it
know.
right as well.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so, we're the same.
Okay.
Very good. Thanks
Be in
for bringing
touch.
it forward. We'll
Thank
be in
you.
touch.
Thanks for coming today.
No motion to postpone this to a later date.
Or do we just accept the request, or that's, whichever.
Since it was on the agenda, let's have a motion to postpone.
Move. Second.
Okay. We have a motion by
Big
Weed,
one.
second by Dinger, postpone action on the proposed road district. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Morning, Carl.
All right, next up, Lynn Hypo Auditor, discuss reduction of precincts in Brown County, particularly in Aberdeen.
yes. Currently in the city of Aberdeen alone, we have 11 precincts. I've got two proposals for you guys. One is to go down to 6, one is to go down to 4. The 4 matches the city's districts. And we're looking at doing this because of having to combine with all the schools and cities in the upcoming elections. That got passed at the last legislative session, so. Because right now, if we stay as is, we could have 294 ballots filed. So we are just trying to cut that down a little bit for my office and for my workers, so.
Do you know how many ballot styles between the 6 and the 4?
Yes,
We have that number.
yep. $117 down to 96. And that's based on if there's a race in every possibility. So, and then depending on committee man and committee woman races too, so.
So say that again, if there's 4, there's 96.
96. But without committee man and committee woman, we could actually get down to around 26.
That would be the maximum if there were no
Yeah.
races.
Yep.
And then 6.
And then the 6 was 117.
Yep.
And then what was the no committee man race on that one?
It'd be 26 for either one.
Okay.
Now, I can ask the proposal for 4 mirrors the precincts for the city?
Yes, and that way it'd be clear for all the voters to know exactly where they're at.
Mhm.
It would simplify your life, finding polling places and make
Yeah,
that
well, we have
job
the
much
vote
easier.
center, so I mean, we'll stick with that. but
Right.
It's just, yeah. I just wanted to give you guys the options and let you guys decide, and then I will develop a resolution and we can pass that next week.
One concern I have about the 4 is just based on the precinct committee ones, and the people who are elected go to convention and represent their precinct. So you have 11 precincts that are out of town, which are appropriate based on, you know, Frederick has one and Warner has one, and all these small towns have their own precinct. So I would be cautious. I'm okay with some reform, some, reduction, but I would be cautious to go as low as 4, just because then you're gonna have people within town representing, 8,000 people approximately on average, and people out of town representing, maybe 1,000, or, just depending on, Groton would have more than Stratford,
Yeah.
for example, but I would be cautious to go as low as 4 myself, so, just for that reason.
And I like the 4 just because everything then aligns up with what the city already uses for their boundaries. And you got northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. It makes it pretty simple to figure out which precinct you live in and those type of things, so. Other thoughts?
Because I kinda like the 4 option, because it's, I mean, the city decided that they're okay in their, representation to have 4 to represent all the people in town, so, I don't know, I think it would clean it up a lot.
So it's on the agenda to discuss the reduction. We need to schedule it at another meeting to actually take action.
Well, if you would decide which way you'd wanna go, I can do a resolution, because we have to pass a resolution.
Yep, wanna make sure we're following the right process.
Yep.
So
Other
we're
thoughts?
kind of unequally representing people a little bit.
Only when it comes to party conventions, right?
But some of those elections are a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it would be, and it's already to some extent unequal, because you have 11 in town, 11 out of town, within precincts, and obviously the population within Aberdeen is much higher than the population outside. Although, I think 11, and I've thought 11 for a long time is probably too many, especially you look at like precinct 2 and precinct 10, both have very limited populations on the kind of north central part of town and then the southwest side of town. Those 2 precincts are very, very small. Precincts 5 and 4 are even fairly moderate size too. So, I'm certainly in favor of a little bit of consolidation. I just think 4 is in terms of that side of it, it's just too much when you're stacking, 8,000 to 9,000 people, in one precinct where, Stratford and Claremont probably are close to 300, and then you have some others like Hecla, Frederick that are 500 to 600, and then it goes up from there, of course. So, to me, 6 or 8 would be appropriate. I wouldn't be able to support 4, but I could support probably 6 or 8, depending on, what we decide here.
Well, of course, for legislative districts, it is mandatory that they be balanced based on population. But for voting precincts, there's no such requirement. The only implication is that those precincts then fall over into number of delegates that go to state convention for the particular parties when you have those contentious situations. But its original purpose wasn't intended to be balanced based on population, but it's definitely something to take into consideration.
I think it's probably more just kind of what commissions want to do, and a lot of times I think it makes sense to keep certain neighborhoods together, like in the rural areas where, each small town has their precinct. I think that makes a lot of sense.
And you know better than anybody else in this room, it makes it more difficult to be able to follow up and track, the trends in individual precinct voting records and things like that, but.
Other thoughts? Anyone ready to make a motion to some effect so that we can have a resolution drawn up for future meetings and take action?
Make a motion to go to 4.
Motion by Gage to go to 4 precincts. Is there a second?
Make a motion.
Well, I understand and respect the implications and when it does come up, especially for contentious things for party conventions and the rest of that, but I do like the simplicity of the 4, especially since they match the city districts. And I'm happy that we don't have them. I think it serves the county residents better that we don't, but that's a whole other subject.
Right.
I'll second the 4.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion passes 3-2. Now you can draw a resolution to that effect. Okay.
We'll see if it changes.
Yeah.
You want it 2-way or 1-way?
Too soon. Depends on the week. All right, moving on to the consent calendar. We are going to move the HR report to the bottom of the calendar today. Otherwise, the rest of the items we will take action on.
Okay, approval of the general meeting minutes for September 30th.
Move. Motion by Dennert, second by Dinger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Claims and payroll.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Claim assignment.
Move. Second.
Motion by Weiss, second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
We're gonna miss that next year.
Landfill tonnage report.
Move.
Second. Motion by Weiss, second by Dinger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Travel request.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, motion by Weiss, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
LEMPG grant, fourth quarter report.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Auditor's report of accounts for July and August.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Dinger, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Any other business to come before the Broward County Commission this morning? We've had a request to go into executive session for personnel. Ross, any legal that we need to talk about?
We can do a quick update.
Okay. All right, entertain a motion to that effect.
Move.
Motion by Weiss, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in exec. We are back in session out of exec with no action as a result. Is there anything else to come before the commission this morning? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion
to adjourn. We have to address the HR report.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, thanks, yeah.
Sorry.
Glad nobody made a motion to adjourn.
We took it.
Motion to approve the amended HR report.
Second.
We have a motion by Weiss, second by Dennert to approve the amended HR report. And we're removing the five of the six. The number one, I think we're leaving on, we'll have to look back at it. That's the
Correct.
first one. So,
Okay.
any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion by Weiss, second by Dennert to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We are adjourned.